Thus far, I've given you a general idea of how an individual site that hosts computational resources and handles a whole bunch of incoming client requests may handle these incoming client requests in terms of load management. This brings us to the DQ principle. The server has all the data that is required for dealing with incoming client queries. So this is the full data set, or DF is the full data set that is required for handling any incoming queries to the server. Now clients come in with their queries, and we will call Q0 as the offered load to the server, meaning this is the amount of requests that are hitting the server per unit time. Even though the offered load is Q0, maybe the server could only manage to serve a portion of this incoming requests. And that portion of the incoming requests that is completed by the server is QC. These are the completed requests. We define the yield Q as the ratio QC over QO. That is the ratio of completed requests to the offered load. So Q is going to be a fraction between 0 and 1. Ideally, you want it to be 1 so that all the client requests are serviced. But if the server is not able to deal with the offered load entirely, then the yield is going to be less than 1. Now, each query that is coming into the server may require processing all of the data that's available in the server to answer this particular query. For instance, if there's a Google search and the search requires looking at all the corpus of data that the server has to answer that query, then you want to look at the full data set DF. However, it may be that because of either failures of some of the data servers or the load on the server, it is only able to process the query using a portion of the total data set DV. So DV is the available data that is used in processing the query. In that case, the harvest D is defined as the ratio DV over DF. That is, harvest is defined as the ratio of the available data to the full corpus of data. Again, this is going to be a ratio between 0 and 1. Ideally, you want to make sure that the harvest is 1, meaning that incoming request is completely served with all the data that it wants. Depending on the service, I can give you different examples. So for instance, if the incoming request is a search, you want to look at the whole corpus of data that is available to you to answer that search. But if you're not able to do that, and the server is only using a portion of the full data, then the harvest in terms of the quality of the results that is being given out to a particular client is less than 1.